Hi guys, in our previous video we have seen what are testng annotations, types of annotations and the order of execution of those annotations when those all are added to a single test or multiple tests. Okay, before going to our next topic, which is grouping tests, I want to cover one more topic, that is testng.xml. Okay, so what is testng.xml file? In real-time projects or at any client location or at our workplaces, we usually won't be running those test cases by selecting the Java class, but instead we will be creating an XML file, and we will be naming that XML file as testng.xml file, and we will be adding the test cases that we want to run to that XML file, and we will trigger the test from this XML file that is created. So let's see how that works in with an example. Okay, let's go to IntelliJ. So currently this is our annotation test class, which we used in our previous video to create one or two test cases and add all the available annotations, not all but majority of the available annotations to that Java file. And when we run that Java file, this was the output, and we have also noticed there is a particular hierarchy. These annotations are executed and printed in the console. Okay, now we will run the same test class or Java class via testng.xml file, but before that we need to add that testng.xml file to our project. Okay, so simply in order to add that testng.xml, we will right click on the project name and we will select the option which is create testng xml. Okay, the other way to create a file is by going to new option, selecting file and naming that file as testng.xml. Okay, but by this way of selecting the create testng xml option, it will add the basic lines of code or declaration that is required for the testng.xml file. So I prefer selecting this option. Probably you too can use the same option to create the testng.xml file. So I'm going and selecting this option, confirming, and now we don't see that file getting added here. In order to appear, we have to right click again on the project name and select the option reload from disk. The moment we selected that option, we now see testng.xml file created under our project here. Okay, now double click and open that file. We see two lines here, and it is not formatted, so let's format it. So here I'm selecting Control All and hitting the shortcut key, which is Control Alt and L key. Okay, the shortcut to format the file in IntelliJ is Control Alt plus L key from the keyboard. Okay, now ignore what is the template we are seeing here. I will be going through this structure in our next class, where we will dissect this file and go line by line and try to understand what each line does actually. Okay, now simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this forward slash, and I will be adding close classes tag, and within that closed classes tag I will be adding a class tag, and also be adding a name attribute, and the name I am going to give is annotation test. Now I don't want to add a close class tag again, so I will be adding a forward slash here itself. So this annotation test, if you have noticed, it is the name of our Java file. Okay, so where we have written all our tests for now. Okay, now let's go back to testng.xml. Now in order to run or execute the test cases from this annotation test.java file, what we'll be doing is we'll be right clicking on testng.xml, and we will select the option run testng.xml file. Okay, I'm going to select this one now. So it has completed executing the tests which are specified in annotation test, and now we see the same output which we got when we ran the tests from this annotation test class directly, that is by selecting this one, right? Run annotation test option right away from this annotation test.java file. So the output is same. So when we either run from this file or from running the test from testng.xml, the output will be same, but it has which the testng.xml has its own advantages. So using this testng.xml, we can group the test cases, we can prioritize, right? We can run the test parallelly, etc. It has a lot of other useful functions. Okay, so like I said, in our next class we will go through each line from this testng.xml file, and we will try to understand what each line does. Okay, so that's it for this video now, and see you in the next video.